Hey, everybody. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new here. And thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to do something a little different today. Uh, I've done a few tarot readings on the channel. And if you're not familiar with tarot, it's just a way to read energies, just a divination tool. It's nothing evil, satanic, nothing like that. Personally, I'm a big fan of it. And for whatever reason, it just struck me that maybe we should try that today. So we're going to get our card for the day from the Light Seers Tarot. Love this deck. It has some of the most, uh, it's images that you can feel. Like when you look at the card, oh, hmm. Well, and we actually got two cards, Knight of Swords and the Ten of Cups. And if you're not familiar with tarot, I'm absolutely going to explain it and the energy behind it. And if you look at the images on the card, it's kind of self-descriptive there. Um, so with the Knight of Swords, it's clarity in action. And it's so interesting. Like I said, the tarot to me is a great way to read just the collective energy, the energetic field. And we talked about some different changes in the astrology this week and how all planets are moving direct now. We've been in this space of reflection, reviewing, revising, revisiting, all the retrograde stuff. So it would make sense that now, as the planets are going direct, and we have had this long period of retrograde planets and stagnation. Mars was retrograde. That's our action, our drive. Um, Venus, Mercury are personal planets, which are more impactful energetically to our day to day lives. And feeling scattered, feeling stuck, feeling unmotivated. Now, as everything's starting to move forward, we have clarity, and we have, because Mercury, the mind, is in forward motion, clarity. Mars, forward motion, action. We have clarity of action to move forward towards the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is just, it's a card of fulfillment. And we just came out of the full moon. Full moon is a time of fulfillment, of completion. We've completed our retrograde, our revisiting, our reviewing. We have clarity now to take action towards our heart's desires. Cups is water, which is emotion. The things that make us happy, true fulfillment and happiness. Now that we know what we want, because when you look at the planets, there's no accident in the energy, and everything has been playing out for centuries this way. It's not new. We are primarily water, so of course we are affected by the planets, by the moon, by all of these energies. We are basically like radio transmitting towers that have our own thoughts and frequencies. And so when we are in those stagnant periods and we're going through rough emotions and things like that, it's natural for us to pick up on more of the negativity. And as we start to get clarity and start to see, this is where this is not right, this is the thing that needs to be addressed, I need to change this part of my life, this habit is just not working for me, this relationship, this job, this house, this whatever it might be. When we come out of that and we know these are the things I need to do, and we have that clarity, and then we also have the drive to move forward, we don't have the retrograde stuck yuck periods for no reason. Don't get me wrong, I fully think this last one really sucked. It was hard. It was hard. I tell you, the last 6 weeks for me has been a tremendous unraveling of a lot of just old stuff that came back up, had to be dealt with in the middle of day-to-day life. We don't get like, I mean, the planets go retrograde, but our lives don't pause so that we can just have that time to reflect and review. It just feels ugh, you know. But now coming out of it, we have that, okay, this is what I need to do. This is where I want to go. This is the action I need to take. And by doing that, we are going to this place of fulfillment, of joy, of peace, of all those things that these negative aspects that we've had to address, they were keeping us, blocking us, slowing us down, holding us back from achieving this. And we are good at rationalizing, at avoiding, repressing certain things that we don't want to address because they're painful, because they suck. No one looks around going, what can I do right now that will really suck? So sometimes it's thrown in our face because once we get past the suck, we can get this. So those times when you are just going through the dark and dark night of the soul, the dark depths of yuck that you have stored away, not looked at, not addressed, until you sort through those things, you can't get here. You can't even get the clarity. You may take a lot of action, but if you're not clear on what you're trying to accomplish or why you're taking the action, it's just busyness. It's just a distraction from the stuff you need to look at that's holding you back from the happiness you really want in your life. And that's what I meant by we were so good at repressing, because over the last 6 weeks, I have had quite a few very difficult conversations, and I do not look forward to that. I don't. I hate it. And I struggle to, even though I know things will not change if I keep doing the same thing. If I keep accepting what is not acceptable to me, it's going to continue to be what it is because I have not addressed it. However, sometimes we're sitting there weighing it out like, is it okay? I mean, is it really, is it okay? Or do I really need to address this? I really don't want to go through the mess to get this result that I want, but I want this result. So I'm going to have to go through the mess. I have wrestled with myself. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, but when we have, stop, stop, sit, sit. That's enough. Apparently, Miley wanted to have a difficult conversation. There is something I am doing that she is not pleased with. Uh, However, that's like a child telling you what you should do, so we're not having that conversation. At any rate, we have to accept that when we address things, we may not get the outcome we desire. And if you can hear her, Miley's aware that she is not getting the outcome she desires right now either. It's a risk we take. Do we continue to accept less than what we want, less than what we deserve? Or do we have the tough conversation and let things land where they will? Are you going to keep accepting less to keep the peace? Are you really keeping the peace? We talked about peace this week. Or are you sacrificing your peace for someone else's so that they're comfortable? Even though you're uncomfortable, are you going to keep absorbing that to allow them to not feel the discomfort of the conversation you need to have to address the things that are important to you? And when we finally reach a point where we respect ourselves enough, we value ourselves enough, we love ourselves enough to say no more, then we got to get the balls to have the conversation. And it sucks. Like I said, I've had quite a few of them in the last 6 weeks, and I got to tell you, it was not fun. But afterward, no matter how difficult it is, you feel a new respect for yourself because you're standing up for you. You're finally standing up for you. Depending on how long you've tolerated something, that can be a pivotal moment just in your self image about, I do have the balls to stand up for myself. And that just empowers you to do it again and again and again. Sometimes you will get what you want, the desired outcome. If you're taking decisive action, you have clarity, you know what you want, you know the action you have to take to get there, then whatever outcome you get, just trust that it's going to be the right one. Follow your heart, follow your intuition, know when the right timing is. Look inside before you go outside for the problem. Is it me? Is it something from my past? Is this triggering something in me that is not that person's fault? Before I go to that person about it being a problem, am I the problem? We have to take responsibility because some of our injuries, some of our hurts stem back to our childhood. And even though what that person said set that off, they may not have been wrong. There may have been something, or you may have perceived it that way simply because of that old wounding. So we want to reflect before we take action. But if you determined, no, yes, I do have similar wounding from my childhood. However, this person's actions are not okay. This is not just a trigger from my past. This is the situation and how I'm being treated in this present moment by this person. Because if you're going to get this, your heart's desires, sometimes you're going to have to make tough decisions and have tough conversations. Trust that when you do that with clarity and you've looked inside before you went outside, and you know that what you're about to say is justified, and you deliver it in a way where you focus on you. I am not happy with the way this is going. I feel that this is unfair to me. My perception is not you. If you want somebody to immediately shut down and not have a conversation with you, start with you always, and it's over. Nothing you say at that point is going to be a conversation. It's going to be an argument. Flat out. You have to go in talking about you and how you feel about the other person's behavior. Not pointing out their behavior as a problem, but that it's a problem for you and why. And say it in a way where you're taking responsibility that this is my response to what you are doing. This is my need to feel better about this situation. I feel disrespected when you, whatever. If we are going to continue in whatever situation this is, I need this to change. What I would like to see is this. You see how that's different than you always or you never. We cannot verbally attack someone and expect to have a conversation. But again, because we've had this time to reflect, I think that was a very important point in this journey to really look at what is acceptable, what's not. Why do we feel that way about it? Is it me? Is it the situation? Really take responsibility for things that aren't other people's issue. If you do not, what is it? If you do not fix the wounds from the past, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. It's something along those lines, but it's very true where your past issues will sabotage future situations, current situations until you resolve them. So that's a big portion of this revising, reviewing, revisiting retrograde period is to look inside of us for things that are stopping our fulfillment, blocking it because of the old wounds that we haven't addressed that are coming up in these emotions and these situations and these reactions we get to certain things. That's helping you. It's actually helping you, as shitty as it is. As painful as it can feel, it's helping you identify what you need to deal with so that you have the clarity. to take the action to get to the fulfillment. So I hope this helps. Um, Again, it has been a rough freaking ride. I I know in my circle, it's not just me. However, for me personally, these last 6 weeks have been intense with the emotions and having to address difficult conversations, situations, standing up for myself. And this is something that I struggled with for a very long time. And, I hope that this helps someone stop procrastinating on speaking up for you. Have your back, even if no one did in the past, because that's where we get that reluctance to make a stand, take a stand. Nobody stood up for me. Stand up for you. Don't be a victim anymore. You create your reality by what you allow into it. Don't allow bullshit. You deserve so much better. And it's just a matter of having the courage to finally say, I deserve better than this. And then stick to it. Don't let people talk you out of what you know is right for you. And if they won't hear you, they won't validate you, they won't accommodate what's important to you, respect yourself enough to allow them to do that over there. Tough shit produces good outcomes. Maybe not what you thought the outcome would be or what you wanted the outcome to be, but you'll find that whatever the outcome is, it will either change the scenario, help both all parties grow into a higher relationship, a higher interaction, or it will show you that this was not meant to be. This other person is not ready to relate at that level, and they'll drop off, and now you're free for something else to come in that is at your level. Grieve it, mourn it, feel it, acknowledge it, and then be proud of yourself for having the balls to do it. So I hope today you are in your courage, you are feeling strong, and you're ready to address those things in life that aren't up to par for what you deserve. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this helps, and I will talk to you soon.